Look at this. It is nearly 2 a.m. I had an exam today. I had a lab today. I am so tired, but I am still here for you. I'll always be here for you. Anyways, recently, by the way, y'all like my chopper notebook. But anyways, people are claiming Zebek over Roger in terms of strength, in terms of who deserves to be named King of the Pirates. And you know what? If you want to make the argument that in a 1v1, Rox would win, I don't really have much to argue with that, because Rox had like 3 Yonkos on his crew plus Shiki the Lion. But either way, let us compare. Let me have my notes in front of me. Rox killed an admiral. I'm gonna say it's gonna be controversial, but is that even that impressive anymore? Cause on one hand, you have an admiral like Kizaru who one-shotted Gear 4th Luffy, and Luffy needed to go into Gear 5th to actually defeat him. That's an admiral right there. But then you also have Green Bull who passed out, who went paralyzed from Shanks' Wi-Fi hockey. Now this says one of two things. Either Shanks is a monster that we have yet to meet in One Piece, or Green Bull is a bum. Them saying he killed an admiral, what does that even really mean? It's like making the comparison, you know, from Pele to Lionel Messi, okay? Different generations. Everybody in Pele's time, they were bombs, okay? What threat was the sea facing back in Rox's days, okay? Like, but you know what? It does contribute to the he deserves to be king of the pirates more, because that is a pretty pirate thing to do. You know, it's not very Disney-like the way Roger is sort of portrayed nowadays, him and Luffy. It's a lot more piratey, if you will. One of his other feats, he kidnapped 5 kings at the Reverie. I think I could do that. If you could sneak me into the Reverie, like kidnapping 5 kings, bro, like half the kings in One Piece are all like snot-nosed. One of them was on a wheelchair. Not to disrespect to King Cobra, okay, you're my goat, but like, what does that even really mean? If he kidnapped King Harold, that would be some crazy stuff, but come on, bro, come on. Now this is where it does get crazy. So crazy that my camera can't even focus. Focus, I want to go to bed. He entered the flower room and confronted Emu. That alone is low-key crazier than most things Roger had done.
That in of itself gives him infinite aura.
But people do overhype it. The narrator legit said he did not do anything as he knew Emu would smoke him. That's exactly the narrator. I didn't say it. The narrator said Rox knew Emu would smoke him, so he didn't fight him. Now, okay, he's ballsy. He had the audacity to actually face Emu, but he just made an empty threat. He said, I'll be back, and now he's dead. Now, I do have a theory that I'm cooking up. Yes, me. I'm not getting this from Reddit or YouTube, okay? That Zebek might not be so dead. Stop booing, okay, I'm sorry. But even if he isn't dead, the narrator literally said, oh, that rhymed. But the narrator literally said, Rox knew that he couldn't do anything even if he wanted to. He's not beating Emu in a fight. So it's not like he had Emu at his knees begging for mercy. Now, come on guys, lock in, bro. This is real life, this isn't fiction, okay? Okay, and then it said that the clash with Harold eradicated all forms of life within like a 5-kilometer radius. Now look, if it knocked everybody unconscious or maybe blasted them away, that's not even that impressive. Only way that feat can top my expectations is if every living organism, bacteria, I don't even know if that's living actually. No, I think bacteria is living, viruses aren't. Every bacteria, microorganism, humans, animals, like Thanos, turned into dust within a 5-kilometer radius. Then, that is a feat we can talk about. Because otherwise, Luffy and Katakuri did it. Luffy and Kaido did it, except there was nobody with them on the roof to pass out. But Luffy and Katakuri made, you know, that jelly bean looking girl that tranquilized Luffy's leg. And her group of Mandam. They all passed out. Anybody can do that. Loki, I think I can do that. Shout out Loki.
Yesterday.
Another thing he did was destroy the gates of justice. What the frick? Okay, man, that is some pretty crazy stuff. We had Sanji open them because he's the GOAT. So if anything, Rox is only slightly approaching Sanji's legacy. I'm kidding. Now, feat-wise, I am 100% sure Garp could destroy a gate of justice, and if Garp can do it, Roger can do it. I think it's more about the fact that he actually did it. That's the crazy part. The fact that he can do it, whatever. Maybe I can do it. Okay, like I got some pretty good hockey, but the fact that he actually went through and did it, that's not hockey anymore. That's aura. And then yeah, he won hella Davy back fights like a real pirate, real bad man. Overall, Rox definitely feels more like a pirate than Roger, and I think that's why people, what the hell? I think that's why people rate him over Roger. You know, he partook in a lot of Davy back fights. He was a Davy Jones worshipper, which I don't understand. I thought he was like a myth. I guess he's real in One Piece or something. I don't know what's going on. And, you know, he kills Marines. He's ruthless. I don't know. I guess we're just gonna have to wait till we see the God Valley incident, which I'm pretty sure is gonna be next chapter. Not the chapter coming out this week. The next one, if not the one afterwards. If Oda drags God Valley any further than this, then like, just like, what are you doing, bro? Lock in, Oda, okay, bro? We got bigger fish to fry. We're in the final saga. Just show us God Valley and let us rest. Please do not pull a Jujutsu Kaisen. Overall, if I had to formulate an opinion, I'd say people are rocking with, I didn't even mean that, are rocking with the Rox a lot more right now because they've been getting fed Roger for like 20 years and they're sick of it, they're tired of it. We always get tiddlywinks of information every time Oda drops new stuff about Roger and they just don't care anymore. But you know, overall, if we really do think about it, the one thing that Rox has that sets him apart from Roger big time is the fact that he met Emu. I just simply think that's not a fair comparison to make because I don't even know if Rox wanted to be king of the pirates. Obviously that wasn't even really a thing back then, but Rox's purpose was entirely different. I'm pretty sure his goal was world domination. I just had an epiphany. I'm gonna delete like 5 minutes worth of footage of me yapping because I just figured out the difference between Roger and Zebek. And it's the difference between Blackbeard and Luffy. They are literally parallels. One of them wants to be the freest man alive. Okay, they want to be the king of the pirates, but not so that they could rule the world, so that the world cannot rule them. Ooh, bars! The other one is actively looking for world domination, okay? Everything Blackbeard does, it's in line, you know, to him eventually becoming king of the world. He has his own country now. He's trying to become an official king. So yeah, if you sort of look at everything Roger did compared to everything Rox did, Rox obviously has a purpose. He's trying to prove a point. He's trying to make a statement. Roger is just on this journey trying to find the greatest treasure. They're two very different people, man. It's the same with Luffy and Blackbeard. Ultimately, if you really think about it, all Luffy really wanted to do was find the One Piece. He never really cared to pick a fight with anyone. If they fight him, he fights back. Of course, he wants to fight for his dream, but he's not like actively like Kid going around wanting to harm people. Oh yeah, Kid being Rox's son is also a theory, but that would mean Buggy, Blackbeard, and Kid are all potentially his sons. That's too much of a that's a can of worms I will not open in this video. So yeah, do I think that Roger is any less of the king of pirates? Hell no. You know, if anything, I don't even feel like Rox cared to be a pirate. From the way it looks, it just looked like he became a pirate as a means to an end. He wants world domination. He wants to be king of the world, and him wanting to be king of the world is the reason he confronted Emu. He wants to take his place, but obviously that's just not gonna happen because, as the narrator narrated, Emu would smoke Rox in a fight. But yeah, people need to give Roger a break. I understand he's not as edgy and cool as Rox has been made out to be in the recent chapters, and you know, him sneaking into Big Mom's territory and stealing the poneglyph instead of, you know, I guess the way Luffy did it, where he broke in and he wasn't trying to be sneaky and whatever. I get it. It's not the same type of aura, but you cannot act like Roger just like buggied his way into King of the Pirates. You know, it's not like he accidentally stumbled across the One Piece or he got lucky and got the One Piece. Put some respect on his name. This guy still showed up at God Valley and fought Rox alongside Garp and defeated the Rox pirates, okay? A pirate crew that consisted of multiple conquerors and multiple future emperors. So I don't know, people are getting carried away with the Roger disrespect. I'm gonna be honest, I do think Rox is a bit cooler in my books, but maybe it's just recency bias, and maybe it's just because I've been waiting so long for Rox to show up. I half expected him to be a disappointment, and you know, like Oda just kind of make him like overhyped for no reason, but he lived up to the hype. He is that guy, and he is currently outshining Roger. But what can you do, man? Wow, I've been recording for 20 minutes. Yeah, I'm just gonna end it by saying they're not the same person. They don't have the same goals, same aspirations. Just let Roger be Roger and let Zebek. I'm Zebecking it. 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 I'm Zebecking it.